welcome everybody to another episode of wrong show. What am I doing on Open Discussions? It's fucking nuts. Anyways, we are here on Open Discussions, and I'm just making sure the audio sounds good for y'all guys. But thank y'all guys for joining us tonight on this terrific evening of evenings. Unfortunately, first of all, I want to go ahead and say, never forget the fallen 9/11, all that good jazz. I remember when I was in the kindergarten, they sat us around the rug and during lunchtime, and they were like, "Oh my God, look what happened!" They're wheeling that big ass TV, and then they're like making us watch the news as the Twin Towers are falling, which is ridiculous. But nevertheless, a lot of people lost their lives that day, and never forget. With that being said, we are here with David and Ariel. I'm about to cut to them in a minute so they can do their intro, but we are going to talk about this Charlie Kirk stuff because, man, it is insane. Like, bro gets murked in daylight, bro, because of his thoughts and beliefs and opinions and how strongly he feels against the things he opposes, but more so the messages that he brings along these college campuses. It's ridiculous. Like, let's be real. And the reason why it's been bothering me is because we host this platform where Dave and I, and then we bring on guests, and we all have different opinions, and we know how we can articulate them, and so on and so forth. But it's like, damn, I'm not saying we're fucking Charlie Kirk by no means, but like, who's to say we can't get shot in broad daylight because of shit we've said on the air? Mm-hmm. And that goes for every other creator out there. But yeah, with that being said, let me go ahead and pass it to Ariel or David, and let's see what button I press. Ariel, it's on you.
All right. Hey, welcome back, guys. Hey, we've been talking about this for quite some time now, making a shift. Again, we're giving it a trial run. Mm-hmm. We're excited for it just because it's something different. I love the fact that you can, integrate yourself into a whole different system, I guess you can say, and say, look, I want to learn a little bit more about this, and I find it very fascinating. I'm sure David does as well, but the things that happened yesterday really stirred up the world in many ways, and again, good and bad, because some people woke up, some people are waking up, and then you have some people who are taking it in a celebration kind of way, right? Like, so we want to kind of, again, expand more on what happened yesterday and what led up to that, what we feel and what we believe that could have led up to that event and the other events that have been going around too, because not only the Charlie Kirk, but there was a school shooting at the same time. Mm-hmm. There was a beheading here in Dallas. Yeah. There's a lot of things going on, man, and all it takes is that one incident where a lot of people disagree with some of the things he was saying, but we'll shed light on exactly his message to say it takes that one incident for people to finally wake up.
Yeah. So, honestly, I feel like this whole situation is, in a sense. Oh, should I move over there?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
We forgot.
I think. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
There we go.
Wait, which one is? Oh, yeah, that one right there.
The shot bloopers.
Yeah, before I even say anything, forgive me for my ignorance. I still want to learn, and I'm still learning more about politics and everything like that, as I feel like all of us should be, because you can never just know enough about politics, even the past's politics, because the past is always going to eventually repeat itself again, and obviously we see that. we see that happening again now with another assassination happening. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, with another assassination happening and everything like that. Honestly, I would say I'm not a big proponent of everything Charlie Kirk said, nor was I like a big follower of him. But once you see his impact on the world, or maybe just United States, you can see that he was one of the more outspoken people. Also, like Vivek or Trump, as you could say, they're more outspoken and want to get their point across, so they speak more of the truth instead of so much this hearsay and just trying to make the people happy. Because a lot of the time, a lot of the liberals like to just preach, hey, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do for the people, they get in office and then nothing really happens to really benefit the people. So to me, it's a lot of propaganda of, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is the narrative we want to push. But in reality, that's not actually what's going to happen. That's not where the cards are going to lay or anything like that. But one of the main things I want to say to his whole movement was freedom of speech. And I think that's what we can all take the United States from this whole situation is like, let this open more doors to people wanting to have these open conversations about politics and not necessarily say, hey, because you're a liberal and I'm on the conservative side, me and you cannot be friends anymore. Yeah. Like that idea to me is so childish and immature because you're like, oh, because you believe that, we can never talk again. You're not my friend. I'll never hang out with you. That's just mind-boggling to me because I seen a story the other day where a dad came up with his son and he was like, hey, I'm liberal, he's conservative, this and that. And Charlie Kirk literally said, hey, y'all's beliefs and y'all's politics should never come in between a father and a son in the family. It shouldn't. And that's the truth. They were like, just because you believe this and you believe that doesn't mean that you as a father and son should hate each other now because y'all think two differently things. Yep. Not to mention, you got to think that the father grew up 20, 30, 40 years ago. The son's growing up right now. Of course, the way they think, the world they live in is going to be completely different. So, of course, maybe the dad is going to be liberal and he's going to be conservative or the opposite. That's just naturally how it's going to be. Unless, you're just one of those parents that's like real strict on drilling in, you're going to be this way because this is what I want you to be, which is also bad.
No, but here's my take on it. Like, if you think about it this way, we have, like, people in our age group have that flexibility as to whether we're going to take on more traditional values that our parents are bringing us or we're caught in the crossfires with all of this stuff being pushed, this left-wing agenda being pushed against us. I remember when I was in school, they would try to push all this left-wing stuff on me just because I lived in an underprivileged community. Yep. And for me, it was like, okay, well, I remember this one time they asked me, so how did Obama make you feel when he got elected? And I'm like, well, I don't really feel anything. I think I was in the 6th grade. They're like, oh, we'll just come up with something. Like, you have to feel something. I was like, I mean, it's just Obama. It's just another president. Like, even at that age, I was kind of already, like, my eyes were kind of already open to all of the stuff that's going on. And, who's to say I don't have a tinfoil hat on and this whole Charlie Kirk stuff is just a big old ruse to get something else going, Yeah. You got to look at things from all different perspectives, but I will say this. What happened to him is an attack on the First Amendment. Like, granted, you have the freedom of speech here in America, and that comes with a lot of consequences. Yep. And as long as you're willing to deal with those kind of consequences, then, by all means, talk your shit. Unfortunately, he had to pay the ultimate price, which was his life, for pushing a conservative message out at college campuses where, let's be honest, I know a lot of people who go to colleges right now and all they want to talk is liberal this, liberal that. I hate the right. And it's funny because I remember y'all guys ever seen clips of him and him shooting the shit with college students and the way they form their arguments?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah, so in reaction to that, what are your thoughts, Ariel?
Well, obviously, like we'll get into a lot more detail, but just to kind of bring it up short, I feel like the way everything is moving now, is very divided because, and I kind of, again, I did some digging, I did a lot of research as well, man. And, the left wing's belief is a progressive system, which is kind of going into what we had just talked about, cultural Marxism, right? And it's like there's change in tradition, so evolving tradition. But their view of that is like it's okay to be who you want to be, choose who you want to be, your body, your choice, that kind of deal, right? And they're not pushing these ideals or this ideology to the older generation. And that's where I have a problem. I have a problem because their main target is the youth, is the next generation. Yep. And you have a lot of these college students who feel this way because this is where they're born into. They're born into the current system. And again, look, I'm not against, if you want to be who you want to be, that's fine. Just don't abuse the children. That's it. That's my view on that. And that's why, like, again, what happened yesterday was because a lot of people feel a certain kind of way when these guys come in, which is, you know, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, Myron Gaines. All these guys are on the right wing side, and some are independent, but they're all trying to push a message of like, you know, being conservative, traditional, and then some of them are really pushing the message of Christianity, you know, religion and all that, following God, which I think is very important. And I think we're going away from that, and that's where these college students are feeling threatened.
No, essentially, no, because I mean, like, I'll come from this perspective in a sense where I remember going to church and growing up, and I kind of felt attacked by people in the church because I was a bit different. But I didn't let that experience push me away from God. In fact, it led me to a place where I was looking for God on my own. But no, you're completely right on that. So I want to show you guys this first clip that I saw earlier about the way these people at the college campuses were talking about Charlie Kirk. Let me go pull it up real quick.
Kirk gets
This
shot and
right
killed
here.
today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes,
Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No, I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended. So.
But you see that's where society is going to,
Yeah.
and
Charlie Kirk gets shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about
you have the wrong message being pushed. And look, even the right wing hasn't been
Girl,
doing
someone
it.
had to do it.
Can you pause that, Raj?
And that's how I feel.
I
at
know,
this
yeah,
point.
because I know it's playing in the background.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes.
You're good. You're good.
We're good? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Even
It's on my phone. I'm monitoring on my phone.
what I was saying, that even both parties, both sides have some kind of blame to the way things are moving. Because you have the right wing pushing ideas and shoving it down people's throats. Then you have the left wing doing the same, and there's no common ground between both. So you have this disconnection. And you said it earlier, Roger. You said what's trending on X is civil war. Yo, think about that. Like that's
real. It's so real. And if you think about it, bro, this really should have happened, civil war, last year if Trump did get shot and died. It would have been. It would have been whatever this is now. If Trump would have got shot and died last year, it would be way worse if he died than if Kirk died. It's going to be way worse if that happened than this happening. So this is to me is just the catalyst pushing everything more motivation for the right side to say, hey, we need to implement this, implement that, so that this doesn't happen again, or whatever the case is. Honestly, like Roger said, him dying is literally an attack on America's First Amendment right, which is freedom of speech. Because now you're literally saying we can't go anywhere publicly and speak about these things without worrying about getting shot. That's like, it's like, what if the right side went and killed somebody as prolific from their side? Who is as prolific on the liberal side that the right side could kill? Who is as prolific? Prolific nowadays?
what would I say?
Really,
Like
really nobody. Even Obama,
that dude,
his presence isn't
I don't
there
want to throw
anymore.
any names out there, but AOC is definitely on that list.
AOC, who's like, is that an abbreviation? What's his
there's
full
another
name?
guy too. Oh, well, I don't know if he's really on that side, but it's Dean Harris. I don't know if you heard of him.
Yeah.
You can also even point out. Shit, bro. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. There's
I
not
saw
too
that
many.
fucking-
There's not too many activists for the left side. There's
Yeah.
not too many of them. There's literally more activists for the right side saying, hey, this is what we want, this is what we want, and actively talking in the community
Yeah.
than there is on the left side. That's the bad part about it is the right side. I mean, the left side doesn't even want to come and talk about it. Because now what's going to happen? They just want to end up shooting everybody.
Yeah.
What's the point in even talking if all you're going to do is
But
result to violence?
Isn't that crazy that like these conversations and beliefs, you know, I read something online where it said you couldn't debate him, you had to shoot him. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy, bro. Like put that into perspective where it's like people can't handle just having a fucking conversation.
That's literally that's the same thing of when you're in the club or something like that, right? And as a guy, guys know you're in the club and you accidentally step on a guy's shoe because you're walking by and he looks at you and he's like, "Oh man, you can't do that." Why do we have to go straight to violence by me accidentally stepping on your shoe without saying, "Hey, my bad. Oh, okay, you're good. No big deal." Why can't we just talk that situation out? But no, you want to straight go to violence and try to fight me because I accidentally step on your shoe. It's the same concept. Why can't we just have a conversation without going straight to, "Oh, I don't like what you're saying, so we just need to kill you"?
And you have a lot of, you know, look, this is one thing that like, and I get it. People feel a certain kind of way. But obviously, everyone was posting nothing but Charlie Kirk. But then you have those people who are like, "What about the kids in Gaza? What about, you know, the kids that was shot up in Colorado? What about the Ukrainian girl?" Right? Mm-hmm. I understand that, but it's something. The system and society itself has gotten used to these things, where it's not as big as somebody who's influential and brought good to people as Charlie Kirk, because and this is where people will say, "Oh well, you know, he had it coming for him because he said that, you know, maybe some lives need to be sacrificed every so often throughout the year so we can keep our Second Amendment." And it's like, okay, so what's your solution? Gun reform? Taking everyone's guns away?
You can't do that.
Guns are easily accessible in today's age.
Yeah.
That people will get guns regardless. Whether if it's through the dark web or down south in Mexico, they'll get them. One way or another, they'll get them.
You know what's the crazy thing about it too? Because if you think of gun reform and you want to take everybody's guns away,
Yeah.
I mean, look what they did in fucking Britain, for example. Now everybody's just stabbing each other left and right.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
bro.
There's gonna be different ways to kill people. It's different
Exactly.
ways.
So like you do that. You take away people's guns. I personally, because of how crazy people are, right, and how fucking this whole like infection in the world, and I told you guys this earlier, but I fucking debated some trans girl or trans guy. My bad. I don't even know why I keep trans dude on TikTok.
Trans person,
person
trans human being,
who was biologically born a dude, but said that he was diagnosed through a psychiatrist for gender dysphoria, right? Where and I dug a little deeper into that because again, like I don't know everything just yet. I'm interested in learning these kind of shit because I want to have conversations like this. And gender dysphoria is psychological.
Yeah, it's all in the mind.
It's all in the mind.
It's the brain.
It's the brain.
It's almost equivalent to if you were to get CT.
Yeah.
Where you can't control what your brain is thinking or making you do. It's just your brain.
Yeah.
So if you're taking all these hits from football and you get CT, it's literally the equivalent to, like you just said, what was it?
Gender dysphoria.
Gender dysphoria, where you're just like, you can't really control how your brain is going and thinking. So maybe you are mentally ill and you were born mentally ill to have that gender dysphoria.
Dysphoria. Yeah,
dysphoria.
Sure.
Maybe that's the case.
Yeah, and I did a little bit more digging where there has been studies where even when you're in the womb, depending on their hormones that you're being where you're being felt, you can essentially come out that way where it's like, but it's not proven studies. It's just research.
It's almost like you're breeding. It's almost like you're saying you could breed a transgender person.
You have a conversation, which this is the first time I had like an actual conversation. It was more of a debate. I'll be real. It was.
Yeah.
And there was 300 people watching. And I just kept getting like, "Oh, lone wolf, aerial goat," this kind of shit, right? Because I was, and I kind of fed into I went towards like the religious side too, like, we're born biological. You're man, woman. Don't try to recreate what God designed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's like, homeboy was here like debating me, telling me that it is a real thing. Like he was like, I am not a female, I'm a woman. What?
That
Wait, what?
that doesn't make
I don't know.
to me.
Like,
That doesn't
it
make
was-
sense to me.
Because, and to give you a little context behind that, I ran into a TikTok page just scrolling, right? And I see a banner that says, you are trans woman, you are trans kids. Instantly when I saw kids, I'm like, oh, I'm getting on this fucking little like rant, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
That shit just, again, it pisses me off because it's like what we just said earlier, their target is the youth because they can't sway logic. People who are older, who are seasoned and are used to traditions,
They're harder to manipulate.
they're hard to manipulate. Exactly.
Kids are so easy to manipulate. You can tell them, hey, you are this, and then they're going to keep thinking they're going to believe it for the rest of their life, or whatever the case is. You can literally tell a kid anything, and they're going to believe it until they grow up, or whatever the case is. So I think that's the barrier line is like,
spent a
why
lot
do
of
we
time with
not have a
Charlie
barrier line
over
of
the last few years?
how can you
We
be
traveled the
21
country together.
to drink or 21
Guy
to
who's
even
full of
buy
energy,
tobacco
who I've
products,
known,
but you
who-
can't be, there is no age limit to what we push our propaganda on to the youth. Anybody can get this.
It's just as dangerous, bro.
Yeah, it's just as dangerous. It's literally manipulation at its finest, and it's all pushed through propaganda through the media outlets. Literally all through the
But
media
a lot of those
outlets.
media outlets are left winged too. So it's like you have MSNBC, you have Fox, and the thing is, this is an idea that the leftists were trying to push, which is the Democratic Party, right? They were trying to push this of openness and wokeness and all this bullshit, right? And what are you trying to shape out here? Like, there's a reason why Russia is who they are. There's a reason why North Korea is who they are. There's a reason why China is who they are. Like, you don't hear about this kind of shit in those kind of countries. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's and so you have it here.
Well, they have more dictatorships over there too.
Hey, you know, kind of going a little bit into what we talked about, like freedom of speech. You know, I read into it. Dubai doesn't have freedom of speech. Saudi Arabia doesn't have it.
Of course not. Of course not.
You know what I mean?
Of course not. They don't want that.
Yeah, and how do they live? Look at Dubai.
Dubai lives pretty good over there. No crime. You can leave your. I've seen they
Exactly.
put the videos. You can leave your car key on the car.
Exactly.
Come back 3 hours later and it's still there. Nobody's gonna take it.
We're so divided here, bro, that we can't do that.
It's like they said. I was talking to my dad about it. He said one of the ways they can fix gun reform, or do your gun reform, in another way, is you have to make the tolerance no tolerance. Where it's like, if you get caught with a semi-automatic and you have that clip with your gun or whatever it is, or your pistol, you're going 20 years minimum. You get caught with the, what is it? The clip, the machine clip that you can stick into the smaller guns. If you get caught with those little mini machine gun things, the clips, you should go to jail for 20 years. But like he said, what do you need to shoot that many rounds that fast?
No, for sure.
Like, what are you trying to kill? Even an animal, you don't need to shoot that many rounds.
For sure, but those who have a criminal mindset are going to be criminals, and you can't stop that. Now,
let them weed each other out.
I have a theory on because everyone's talking about solutions. Gun reform is not a solution. I personally don't think it's a solution.
I don't think that's.
There's a reason why Texas doesn't really have these kind of things out here because everyone's carrying. Now
everybody's carrying.
Now,
literally.
My solution, my theory, I'm big on eye for an eye. Okay, why a lot of these like mass shooters, what they instantly think is, okay, if I don't off myself, I'll just end up in jail for life, or I'll go to death row, whatever. But why not bring back public executions? Why not, you know what I'm saying, have like a wood chipper and throw these motherfuckers in there? And it's like, yo, straight up, that's how you stop the shit.
That's like you said, we're not having no more tolerance with it. As soon as you do something with no tolerance, no matter what side you're on, it don't matter, liberal, conservative, you're gonna die. If you do something this catastrophic, whatever it is.
Because what do you think is gonna happen with the dude right now that's still out on the run?
And we don't even know who it really is. Like
they released pictures.
No, I know they released it, but how do we really know that that's him?
But if they exactly. I mean, look, what happened was a professional hit, 100%.
Yeah, I think it just
one shot to the artery, bro.
Literally one shot. This isn't like 1963 JFK got shot where you can hear multiple rounds getting shot. And like they said, that gun at the time was too slow of a gun where you have to be professional to even get that many rounds off. Yeah. So if you have to be a professional to get that many rounds off, that means there's got to be more than one person. So then it's the same scenario right now. It's like you said, 200 yards away. You give me a gun right now, I cannot hit a target.
I'm
200
unloading
yards
the fucking gun, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't hit it 200 yards away. So now you're telling me that one guy had one shot, and that one shot
Fucking
connected. You got to be a professional, bro. There's no way that you have not either practiced that shot many times, or you're literally a professional. And then
see, like for me, my whole thing is that, like, bro, like he was a father at the end of the day.
That's what hurts
at
me,
the end of the
yeah.
day,
His kids were in front of him.
That's what
his
hurts
kids
me.
were in front of him, and the thing about it though is that he was a father, he was a friend. To
They were
many.
at the- they were
And
at
they
the rally?
Yeah, they were at the
Like,
rally.
they were at the
However,
rally.
yeah, they were in the rally. They were inside the tent
Damn.
with him, just like feet away. But the thing about it though is that, like, we wouldn't be in a position where we are now with Trump in office if it wasn't for Charlie Kirk going out, reaching out to all these people, you know, giving people the opportunity to debate.
Yeah.
Letting people hear his arguments, formulating their own opinions. Because let's be honest, although a bunch of college campuses are very indoctrinated nowadays, there are people who grew up with a conservative household, or maybe they're kind of in the middle or on the fence.
Yeah.
But after hearing Charlie Kirk debate and hear him articulate his points the way they were, and that's my biggest thing. Like, everybody wants to play the victim card when it comes to their arguments, but Charlie Kirk was very strong on pushing individualism in a sense.
Yeah.
Where he would always tell people, hey, this is what it is, and if you're against it, well, then tell me why. But every time you see people argue against him, they never really form a strong enough argument.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, like, when I was in college, they taught me how to argue in a specific way. They're like, well, you know, for example, they say, well, you did say this, right? That's what I said. And then they try to flip it around to make it sound like they said something else, but they didn't, and it's ridiculous.
We could look, okay, like we could there's two ways of seeing this, right? You have an emotional, confused fuck who took the shot. Or we can get a little bit more
Specific.
a little more detailed. So going into that rally, Charlie Kirk, he was very pro-Israel, very pro-Israel, right? And lately, I saw a few of his interviews yesterday and today, and he's been questioning a lot of the things that Israel's, you know. And I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist here, but look, man, if it was orchestrated that way, they have the biggest MAGA influencer, and they're not willing to let somebody turn on them like that.
No, they can't.
And the thing is too, you also have, so Israel plays both sides. It's not just right wing, it's also left wing.
They have to. They got to play both sides.
You know what I mean? So like, okay, you're talking all this shit, and now you're starting to question, you know, what really happened in Palestine. Like, you know, everything that I was watching a video today that was saying that the biggest donors for cultural Marxism and all this like left-winged shit is the Jewish community, the left-wing Jewish.
Of course. What
American
do they want to
community.
do? They want to tear down America.
So now you can kind of put that into perspective and say, all right, you know, was he talking too much now? Was he starting to lean against some of the Israeli community? And he started holding a lot of anti-Israel conversations, interviews, and he started agreeing with a lot of things that we're saying. And so, look, man, I mean,
honestly, it could be. It just doesn't make sense to me why a conservative would want to do this to one of their, like I
Let
just
your
told you,
patriotic
like I just said,
values
one of
guide
their
how you invest your
best
money and save for your future.
people running for them or pushing the narrative of MAGA. It just doesn't make sense why a conservative would try to kill one of their own, right?
Yeah.
So it only makes sense that it would be from the liberals or, like you said, Israel.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes sense. And even then, if it is a liberal or a trans person, that, because, you know, that's one of the people they were saying that did it, then they're most likely a liberal as well. So it's either, like we're saying, a liberal or somebody from the Israeli people that wanted him dead. And it goes back to what we said before. You can
look, I'm gonna send you
strongly,
this, Roger. Go ahead.
like they said,
Through Instagram.
you can hate somebody as much as you want, but that doesn't call to just go and kill them.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, as soon as, you know, Obama went into presidency, why didn't they want to kill Obama?
Yep.
Nobody tried to assassinate Obama. They let him have it. Let him run the country for the 4 years, whatever 8 years that he ran it for, and then kept it moving. But no, as soon as the Democrats don't get their way, now we always have to resort to violence. And I'm pro no violence. Literally, I've never been in a fight my entire life. Anytime somebody's ever tried to argue or whatever, I'm just like, man, it ain't that big of a deal. You win, whatever, cool, no big deal. It ain't that deep. Why? Like again, look, with the step on the shoe thing, or do we really have to fight because I accidentally stepped on your shoe?
Yeah.
No, let the ego go, bro. It's not that big of a deal.
Exactly.
It's just a shoe. Let's keep it moving. We didn't agree at that one moment, but let's just keep it moving. Why can't we just keep doing it that way? But no, we have to resort to something as heinous as this is murdering somebody, and even then, attempting murdering on Donald Trump last year.
And to
Which is so
all
crazy because
he
like he
achieved
didn't necessarily
personally
get
and
the
professionally,
opportunity that
he was only 31
Donald Trump
years
had.
old.
No, honestly,
he
and
slightly moved his
beautiful
head,
wife,
missed him.
They were just starting.
he
to
was
homeboy.
literally just
They
straight
have
right
two
there.
little
And
babies.
that's my whole thing is like,
And that's all I think.
Let's listen to
That's
it.
all I
let's
see.
go.
Let me go ahead and
Is I
pop this
can't
clip up real
believe
quick.
oh, we got two of them. Oh,
he's
okay.
gone for this, and yet
There you go.
everything in my head tells my heart,
me-
wake up,
Let me go ahead and change that. real
wake up.
quick.
This is who we are. This is where we are.
See this one right here.
And
Alright,
going
I'm
to
gonna
this
go ahead and
group
play this clip
tonight,
for you guys.
All the security concerns.
And one thing a friend said to me, interestingly,
my representatives
which is
worried
okay,
about what kind of
Charlie,
security I'm
we
gonna
push
have
back
and where are
against the
threats,
media
and should
on
we take all these
COVID,
threats
on
we've been getting
lockdowns, on
seriously?
Yeah, there's two of them going.
Ukraine,
different
on
ones.
the border, on so like maybe we should also ask a question: is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question, you know, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything
Do they
the
have,
media says because
video?
I know I've.
shot at.
Yeah,
And
they
one
do.
thing a
This
friend
is
said to
what
me,
we're doing.
Hold on,
This is
hold on.
how we
Pause it.
express ourselves.
Which is okay.
I know everyone
Charlie-
is saying
You got a different.
the right things.
There's
Oh, yeah,
another
there is
video.
another
to
going
come
on.
together. I don't know that
It's
we're
on
not
YouTube.
accelerating in
Another
the
video.
opposite
Yeah, it's gotta be
direction.
another-
Oh,
okay,
Chris
there it
Cuomo.
There we go.
And one thing a friend said to me, interesting. A
Play
friend
the
said
other.
to me,
Play the other clip.
Right into that whole scenario.
which is okay. Charlie,
That's only
we
2
push
days
back against the
before.
media
Yeah.
on COVID, on lockdowns, on Ukraine,
on
on,
Monday.
the border, on so like maybe
There's
we
the
should
other
also
Yeah,
ask a
pause that
question:
one.
is the media totally presenting the truth
hold
when it
on.
comes to
Let
Israel?
me
Just a
pull it up
question,
real quick.
you know, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything.
It was the other one you sent me.
That one.
This one.
And-
Oh, it was this one, right?
Yep.
All right, let me go back to the window.
And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do, because Jewish donors have been the number one funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies, cultural institutions, and nonprofits. This is a beast created by secular Jews. And now it's coming for Jews, and they're like, what on earth happened? And it's not just the colleges. It's the nonprofits, it's the movies, it's Hollywood, it's all of it. It's like time for you guys to wake up and say no more, draw a line in the sand. I don't care if you hate me.
There was a different one. It was the one I sent you. Because I think they're pulling different clips, but.
All right, let me see. This
That
one?
And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a
Yeah,
lot of
that was the same
decoupling to
one.
do, because Jewish donors.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is there another one?
that was this one.
No. They had to go down.
It's gotta be recent.
That was that one.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because he started talking about like Tucker Carlson and all that, the one I sent you, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people were saying too, like, oh, he died on the same ideology that he was talking about or, pushing and whatnot. And honestly, I guarantee you, if you asked him, hey, you would be assassinated if you keep doing what you're doing, he would say, then I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. It's like, he even said it too. He alluded to it before. He goes, if you're not getting death threats, if you're not getting this, if you're not doing that, you're not making a big enough impact on the United States. And literally, that's what happened. He was making such a big impact that the liberals probably thought he could be the next president in the next 8 years. I don't think he would have made the next term in 2026 or whenever the next term, what is that, 28 or whatever the next term is. I think he would have been able to run in 2032. I think because that's another, at that point, that would have given him 2 decades worth of politics from 18, 19,
he was going to be a big threat, dude.
All the way till 40 years old of just straight politics his whole life. Is half his whole life is literally politics. If he could have made it to 2032, I guarantee you, majority of America would have voted for him. Let me take that back. Let me not say majority. Sorry, a lot of the conservatives for sure would have voted for him.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. But last week he was in Japan. He was in Japan and South Korea, and I mean he was there pretty much and saying a lot of the ideology that's going on here in America. So he was spreading a lot of the information that he currently spreads here, which is, again, I would see it positive in different ways, but you're having it taken to other countries like that. Mm-hmm. And now you're on a world level. It's not even just the U.S. You're on a world level.
His impact was worldwide.
100%. Mm-hmm. So now you have a lot of people raising questions. How far is he going to push this?
Oh, look, Myron's on right now. He's talking about it.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, bro. I mean, if you see it, man, a lot of people were very emotional because it's just like this. I thought about it literally once I seen it, and it said he was 31. I was like, yo, that's literally if somebody killed Ariel. I'm like, that's how close it is that this guy is so close to your age group. He's so close to us in our like I said, our age group, basically, that it's just like you could see him, that could be your friend. Even if you didn't believe what he was saying, that could be somebody you knew, you met before, and you're like, damn, they're gone now.
I was watching that at the rally, no security, no metal detectors, anyone can just come in.
Yeah, there's a college kid that said that too. He was like, I had a backpack on, I could have had a gun in here and just walked in here and whatnot. And it's true, but at the same time, like they say, you can't live your life in fear, especially where he's at doing what he's doing. He's doing this for the American people in a sense where it's like, if I die, it's not in vain. It's going to be, there's a reason behind the whole purpose of me dying. The same way Martin Luther King didn't die in vain. Malcolm X didn't die in vain.
He was so connected.
JFK, none of them died in vain. They were all trying to do things after to essentially make up for that person dying.
He was so connected to his faith, bro. I mean, he was very, very close to God, and so he was okay with
that. That's why I think the same way. Or a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, he got what was coming to him." No, he knew. Yeah, he knew that what was gonna eventually probably gonna happen. I seen a thing yesterday where he was talking to somebody, and I don't know how much credibility it has, but he told somebody near him, close to him, he goes, "I think Israel's gonna try to kill me." He's like, "I think Israel's gonna try to kill me," and who knew it would come that soon if that was them? But the fact that it happened that soon.
That tweet was reposted the day before he died, but the real tweet from that guy was posted a month ago.
Of him telling him.
That.
Yeah. He told me, that Israel might kill me if I end up dying. Exactly. And then a month later, it happens. It's just...
And then there was another guy on X, Twitter, whatever, who basically said, and this was back in May, he's like, the way that Charlie Kirk would end up going out is in an open air event. So open exactly
open
what it was.
Space, open space
basically. Event. And I mean, that's what he does, right? Mm-hmm. Going to colleges and all that. And so a lot of people saying, okay, you're gonna have there's two things that can happen here now. You can have everyone who public speaks, kind of like Myron Gaines, who all these people here they're gonna fall back a little bit, but no, I think it's going to do the opposite.
You think more people are going to say screw that? And no,
you're right though. Start coming in,
and you should say 100%. Screw. Let's do open, closed door ceremonies.
Yeah.
Let's push every ceremony we do is outside.
Yeah.
If you're going to kill us, kill every single one of us because that's how we're going to go down now. Because now if you kill every single one of us, all of us know there is going to be a civil war now because we now know it is y'all killing
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
us
straight
off.
up.
Now it is going to become a civil war. Now it's us versus y'all. We don't want that. Obviously, I don't think they would even do that because then they know that's going to spark a civil war. If they were to start killing off Trump, him, Pence, Hunter Pence, Mike Pence himself, and then Vivek or whoever else is on the conservative side. Oh, it's literally that's going to be a civil war. It just doesn't.
I don't think they have a problem with getting rid of Mike Pence.
I don't think
I'm sure they wouldn't
I don't
either.
think a lot of those politicians like they won't have as big as an impact.
They don't. Nobody
as the
does.
Influential people like you know what I'm saying?
He was one of one in the sense of, like we said, where like I said, I didn't even know. Like I said, I never followed Charlie Kirk like that. Somebody told me, oh, he's been doing this for 10 years. I said, 10 years? I'm like, damn, this dude's 31. He's been doing it for 10 years. I'm like, that's literally straight out of high school. This dude is straight politics. No, I didn't even believe it until they said, yeah, this dude's been doing this since he was 19, 20. I was like, damn, he's dedicated his whole life to this. It makes sense why he's so stern on how and what his principles are and everything. It makes sense why he's so dedicated to it.
They tried killing Nick Fuentes too. They actually had they attempted to kill him. I don't know if you guys heard about like Andrew Tate too. Like some dude came in with a knife, tried to jump his fence, and try to like
I did hear about that.
Yeah, all that. Like, bro, all these things are happening just because again, people have opinions and views, bro, and like if they don't align to you, like you can't handle it.
That's what I don't like is how conservatives are saying, "Good riddance. I'm glad he's dead." This, and that. Because now it's
no, not conservatives.
My bad. Sorry,
leftists,
liberals are saying that, right? My bad. Sorry, wrong word. Liberals are saying, "Oh, I'm glad he's dead," or whatever the case is. It's like y'all, forget everything else. That right there, that statement is the problem with y'all part of America. Because y'all are completely okay with him getting murdered for him just speaking his opinion.
Yeah.
Because if we flip this and there was another person on that liberal side, like I said, that was pushing liberal as much as he was pushing MAGA, if we killed that person, I don't know why I keep saying we. If the conservatives killed their person pushing the left side, they would be wreaking havoc on us.
Dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now they keep continuously doing it to the right side. It's like, when is enough enough? When are y'all going to say, you know what, you're right, we should stop just killing y'all because we don't like what y'all say?
No, here's something that you need to put into perspective. The last time something this major happened, I mean, if you want to compare it to George Floyd, then go ahead. But
that was more on the leftist side.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I'm saying like my comparison to somebody like this dying on the opposite side is definitely Rodney King. And what did the left do? Every time somebody, goes out on the left side, they riot. And you know what are we doing now on the conservative side because of Charlie Kirk's assassination? We're talking about it more.
We're talking about it more.
Yeah,
Instead of saying, hey, let's go protest and riot and say, no, y'all can't do this. We're just like, hey, let's just bring more light to his reasoning behind what he was living for. Yeah. Like he talked about all the time, live with the purpose, live with the purpose. His whole purpose was to make America great again. Again, I'm coming from the standpoint of I'm in the middle. And again, forgive me for my ignorance. I used to thought conservative meant you're in the middle. Like you're in the middle of both sides. I was like, man, I'm in the middle of both sides because I like some of the things they say over here and I like some of the things they say over here. So I'm literally in the middle. And I used to think conservative meant I used to think conservative meant you're just in the middle. Yeah. And you're not on either side. But now, like I said, forgive me for my ignorance, learning more about everything. There are, obviously, I knew there was two sides, but it's just, I thought the word conservative meant specifically you're in the middle.
Yeah, go ahead. No, so lately, I've seen a whole bunch of stuff on the internet with people just, like, we were talking about these hate messages that people were sharing left and right. Oh, I wish he was dead and all this stuff and that. But I'm just like, where did we get to a point where it was okay to wish death on people who stand for something, who have an argument, who present a set of values and morals that are from a biblical perspective? If you look at it from a biblical standpoint, even the people in the Bible that were Jesus' disciples were getting persecuted and killed for believing in these traditional values.
Yep.
And it really scares me as a father of an 8-year-old girl. It really scares me that this is the kind of world that we're going to be living in. But at the same time, too, I'm not afraid in the sense that I know at the end of the day, good is going to prevail over all this shit. And I'm very individualistic, so whenever I see people play the victim, oh man, he said this, he said that, and I identify as this, I identify as that. I'm like, let's be real. Stop putting yourself in a category and start thinking for yourself, because if you can't think for yourself at the end of the day, you're just going to feed into whatever Kool-Aid they end up stirring up for you.
The propaganda they're stirring up for you, you're just going to feed right into it.
But again, it all ties back into the ideology, right? Okay, let's go back into conservatives. Let's go back into liberals, right? So you have a conservative side who protects tradition, who believes in pushing the word of God, right? Christianity, whatever religion it is, right? But then you have the liberals who believe in a progressive system and changing tradition, evolving it. Why would you want to evolve tradition? So, okay, but what does that do exactly? It implements an idea into people's brains to say you can be open about whatever you want. Come on in and you could be whatever you want.
Over here, you can be a fairy.
I could identify as a fairy. I could identify as a dog. I could identify as a cat. And am I wrong? Yes, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Biology-wise,
yes. But you have this conversation with somebody who says, no, I'm born a man, but now I'm a woman, and I identify as a woman. No, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You were born biologically a man. And so, again, I feel like this started happening with throwing that idea out there for people to feel that they're, they could be whatever they want to be. And what that does, these people take hormones, take injections to feel more feminine, to feel more masculine, whatever, right?
To feel more
masculine,
other
whatever.
side, yeah.
But let's kind of paint something into perspective. And when I had this debate earlier with Homeboy, I said something. I refuse to call him a fucking girl because you're not a girl, bro. And
there's no way.
No, yeah. And so I threw this perspective in, and it just shut him up for like at least 5 seconds. And I said, okay, we go into World War III right now. There's a draft. You biologically, you're a man.
Yup.
Like
if you get selected,
and the women who are biologically women are men. You're not going to fucking war. You're gonna be like, all the real guys, all the real men are gonna go to war. Why can't you? You said you identify as a man. Yep. I want to see you in there too. What's up?
Those,
and they go back into their biological beings. No, I'm a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're a woman.
Now when there's a consequence or a repercussion to you saying that, now they're like, you know what? Actually, I don't want to be that anymore.
Bro, what?
Just for this one instance, I don't want to be a guy or a woman.
You want to be a man?
Now you're gonna send me off to go do that. No, I don't want to do it. It's just the ideology behind that just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I'm okay with the progressiveness of evolving. The left side. Yeah, I'm okay with evolving. That's completely fine. But you don't want to steer too far away from who you are as a country. It's the same thing as a man when you're younger. You have your principles and your values. And as you get older, those things are going to change. You're going to figure out what you're more strongly strict about and what you're not strict about. Right? Some things you're going to be more strict on, more things you're going to be lenient on. But you're going to still have those same values from 18 to 30. The values are still going to be there. They're just going to evolve a little bit and change. Yeah. They're trying to say, hey, you think this way? Screw what you think. We need to think completely opposite now. And it's just like, no, that's not progressively getting better. That's like complete opposite of what we're trying to do. Now they're not trying to push America to be better. They're trying to push more individualism. And that's not what we need in America. Literally, America is so divided right now. Everybody, and like I was telling you before, like we talked off air, it's sickening to me that everybody's like, if you don't agree with me, unfollow me.
Oh,
it's like, yo, like stop, like, yo, dude, all of us are not gonna agree. Yeah. You like 49ers, I like the Cowboys. Does that mean we can't be friends no more? Yeah. No, it does not mean that. But I don't like the idea of you celebrating somebody getting shot and dying. I don't care who it is. You shouldn't be like, yeah, y'all got that guy, y'all shot him, unless he robbed somebody or committed a crime. you should not be celebrating somebody getting shot or dying. Nobody should be celebrating that. Literally nobody.
And then you have a lot of people saying like, "Oh, I see you choosing who to be empathizing for." What, bro? Like, and you know, obviously everything that happened yesterday, a lot of things happened yesterday, and then this week alone. But ain't no one saying that they don't feel bad for the 3 kids that got shot up. But again, like, this made impactful news because of what the dude was trying to do.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to
like. I'm not saying I don't feel bad for of course. I mean, who doesn't feel bad for kids getting shot up? 100%. But this has been going on for so long that it's like, okay, where do we draw that line? Now, what he was saying with that whole Second Amendment, like about, you know,
gun reform,
there's gun reform and all that. Every year you have to sacrifice certain people getting killed for you to keep your Second Amendment.
Yeah,
and he was right. And how people took that out of context, I read so many stories today saying that he basically saying that he's pro kids getting shot up. When the fuck did he say that?
Yeah, he's not like, yo, please kill these kids.
He's not saying that. What he's saying is that it's gonna take a big public figure for people to wake up and say we need guns. Don't take our guns. And it's exactly what happened yesterday.
You know what that event's gonna be? It's gonna be when the UFOs start to land. No, for real.
It's not even UFO. It's called a UAP.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, UAP now. It's called a UAP. Yeah,
No.
They
But
changed it
most
everything.
definitely, like once those UFOs start to land, these libs are gonna be like, "Does anybody have a gun?"
You're right.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying. So,
No, y'all guys notice how the left wing media like MSNBC and all these other platforms, NBC, how they were trying to like turn the story around. They were like, as soon as it happened yesterday, I was looking at articles talking about, radical right wing conservative gets killed possibly by friendly fire. Like
that's the
exactly.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
like who the fuck shoots a gun directly at somebody
at the person they support?
Come on, bro.
Why are you even holding a gun at the person you support directly at them? That sounds like the dumbest
one of the
thing they could
arguments
say.
that they were trying to make was saying they were like, oh no, it was just some Trump supporters shooting a gun up in the air. Like, bro, last time I checked, if you're shooting a gun up in the air,
I say going up.
It's going up. It's not going 200.
It's not going directly at somebody's
It's
neck.
not going 200 yards across the air into somebody's carotid artery.
They changed that fucking narrative so many times, bro. And then even TMZ. You heard about TMZ?
No.
Okay, so they were doing like a reporting, right? They were reporting like Charlie Kirk getting shot, and then the news came out that he died, right? And you hear everyone in the back cheering. And today they put out a statement saying that they apologize that in the other room they were watching a car.
Oh,
a car
TMZ?
chase.
The TMZ?
That they were watching a car chase, and that's why everyone was like cheering and all this and that.
Nah, they're just trying to cover their ass.
Nah, not the whole thing. Just look for the clip, bro.
Yeah,
because I don't know. That's a 6-hour.
Does it have the timestamps? Maybe.
No.
Look for a video. Go on Instagram. Just type in TMZ. And
or you could have went to Reels. Oh, they don't have it
anything-
on. They don't have it on YouTube. Oh yeah, they do. But
No, they do. They got shorts.
Yeah.
TMZ celebrating or some shit. But it's. I mean, it came out on Instagram. But
Oh yeah, you could do reaction. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I think
we'll
it's
just
lower.
play this one.
Yeah, it might be a little bit lower.
no, it ain't that.
No, it's not because they started off with the two of them were just talking and saying, "Hey, we're sorry" or something.
Okay, this is a
Go
learning
to-
experience. Right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Found it. All right.
See, oh yeah, the volume at the top.
Yeah. Go ahead and play it.
Yeah, it's at the where the right above.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Oh. Okay.
The Fox.
Go back.
Janet, go to have somebody look at the Fox. Trump just posted that Charlie Kirk is dead.
All right, so is this ready to pull the trigger? We can get Trump cut in a second. Janet, go.
Is it that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. But
Go-
that
go-
is really hard to tell if
Yeah.
what they're laughing at because we're not in that room. But what they say they were laughing at though?
That they were cheering because they were watching in a different room a car chase.
A car
chase with police, of course. And then it's so
and
the
they
comments
got
are so
excited
funny. They got
for that.
excited. They're crazy, right?
No, you're not gonna be like, yeah, they got him.
Yeah,
I've
no.
never watched a car chase and be like, yeah, started celebrating
it's
that
stupid,
they got
bro.
the guy. No, nobody ever just
The
does
comments
that.
of the top comment was like, show the car chase.
Which one was it? In fact, yeah, let's go to the news
Yeah,
outlets and
like,
say
which one? Let's
which
see.
one were they covering?
Yeah.
At which car chase yesterday?
No, that's crazy, man. Like
It's so dumb.
cancel TMZ, bro. TMZ is so trash. Who even like pays attention to
Yeah,
that?
it's that old media. It's the old
Yeah,
media.
yeah,
It really
yeah.
is the old media
Crazy,
because
man.
nobody even pays attention to TMZ like that anymore, in my opinion. To me, TMZ is just more on that California side, more
Yeah.
on
Yeah, I can see,
celebrities
yeah.
and stuff like that. Like nobody really cares about TMZ for basic news and whatnot. I honestly, I think the first thing I thought about with that whole situation was his family. Like I was
yeah.
damn, the daughter, the son has to grow up with no father now. The mother, no husband to worry about. Like it's just that's the heartbreaking part about it all because it just the way I seen it, it just hit so home with the JFK assassination. Like if you watch the clip, look
actual
right
clip- the
there.
actual
The
clip
clip,
is fucked.
he goes back and to the left. JFK, what happened? Goes back and to the left. It's just I just had so many flashbacks because I'm so deep into the research of JFK and 1963 and everything like that, and how it was the mafia and all that. It's deep. This gets way
crazy,
deeper
man.
than
Did you guys
just
see
us.
this clip though? Look, let me go to.
No, the old man apparently that was just like he was
A patsy.
yeah, like he kind of moved a little different. Like they questioned him and everything, but nah. What really is crazy to me, bro, is that like he wasn't spewing fucking or spewing. What is your name? You could see his T-shirt. His T-shirt says freedom on it.
Yeah, freedom.
You know what I mean? And
That's
like,
one of the things I noticed too.
bro. You got fucking homeboys out here being emotional, being. It's so fucked up, bro. It's an infection, dude. The world is infected by these fucking views, and it's like you get offended because of what people think,
Yeah.
and how they feel about it. It's crazy, bro. Crazy.
I mean,
Wow, they actually posted the clip on YouTube.
YouTube. I'm surprised YouTube.
Yeah, but it's
allows it.
blurred out. Yeah. Now, if you
Yeah,
want to
bro.
show the real thing,
If you go to X, yo, X got it all over.
No, X is crazy,
even
bro.
Reels has it all.
oh, that
over.
one's a fucked one too. I seen that one. Oh yeah, see.
Well, this
Killing
one's
a
not bad
dark
though because you
moment.
really can't see,
Yeah, you can't see it.
everything. But they're even saying if you rewind it just a tad bit at that very beginning.
Violence. Great.
Oh, not this part.
They freeze it for
Yeah,
a
they
reason.
freeze
U.S.
it.
conservative
That's
activist
crazy.
Charlie
Keep it
Kirk,
back into the
co-founder
left.
of
It's the
Turning Point
same
USA,
situation.
was fatally shot while speaking at Utah Valley University in Orem
What's
on
crazy is how you
Wednesday.
see the guy
The
running on the
31-year-old
building.
was
Man,
delivering remarks
if
at
we did not have
12:20
cell
p.m.
phones,
during his
they were
American
even
comeback
saying that
tour
older
when
man
a
right in
bullet
the
struck
blue
him in the
shirt,
neck.
they were even saying he
President
might have
Donald
had a
Trump
gun
called the
right
killing
here
a
off to
dark
the side.
moment
Like,
for
there's no
America
way, though.
and
Like,
vowed a
there's-
broader
somebody would've
crackdown on
seen
political
everyone's
violence.
trying
holding a
to.
gun.
This
Everyone's
is
trying
a
to, like,
dark
Put their conspiracy
moment
theories
for
out there.
America.
Everyone's trying to like
Charlie Kirk
and then I saw
traveled the
another
nation,
video while everyone was
joyfully
running.
engaged.
There was this black dude. Right, look, I'm
Oh,
not
goes
to
over there
talk
by the
shit.
table?
Goes to the table, grabs a hat.
He starts
Oh, that's crazy, bro.
throwing him into the crowd.
What?
Throwing
That's
him
the first fucking
MAGA
thing you
first,
think
MAGA
of,
first,
bro.
or
Like,
MAGA first.
what?
Free hats, everybody.
Bro.
That's kind of stupid too because if he's not a conservative, him throwing MAGA hats to the crowd is pretty stupid. Because if
Yeah.
you're a liberal, why would you be, spreading more
but
word of MAGA?
I mean,
out
but
there?
that's like immediately the first fucking thing. I'm gonna give me a free hat, bro. Crazy, right? And again, dude, like you saw exactly what happened. I mean, maybe that angle he didn't see it, but bro, when like the first video I seen, blood gushing out, dude.
That
like
quick.
That's fucked.
Everybody
dude.
said the same thing. They said, "Man, I just don't see him surviving that." Like you just don't see. Everybody's seen that first initial and then how much blood came out.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, "I don't see how you survive." I thought the same. I'm like, "There's no way he survives this. This is like that's too much blood automatically. That's too much blood he's losing." I think they just tried to prolong him his death. But I think we all know he died almost instantly.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were trying to say, oh, he was alive an hour after everything and he's in critical condition. No, he was probably instantly dead once that shot happened.
Yeah.
Before
It was
we
just
wrap
a-
up, guys, do you guys have any final thoughts?
Bro, hey, look, man. I like where we're taking this as far as the podcast goes. I like that we're taking a different shift here. I think for me, I mean, I find it very like fascinating to learn. And because look, let's be real, right? I mean, what we had going on, it was great for what it was. Mm-hmm. But it gets so repetitive. Yeah, at least for me, it got repetitive. It did. I'm talking. You know, we're over here trying to. Are we trying to convince, or are we trying to maybe educate? I don't know. I feel like what it was. Honestly, I still question it. Like having random. No, not random. I don't want to say that. Having girls here who had their own standpoint on, you know, masculinity, femininity, and all that. It's like I felt like I had to, like, I was convincing. I wasn't educating. And maybe that's my own fault because, you know, I could have done better research, whatever. But this shift here, I'm sure we'll get more creative with it, those who are watching. And we will. I mean, we'll get to the point where we kind of have an idea on how we're going to shift the room a little bit too and make it more, you know, more, how would I say, like anchor style? I guess something like that, right?
Yeah, I feel like let's take that same concept we had before.
Yeah,
of different random people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And use that same concept right now with this. We had bring on 2 or 3 different people, guy and girl, and have the same conversations, open dialogue with them about politics, what's going on today in society, whatever it is that doesn't necessarily have to deal with specifically relationship and masculinity or whatever it is. But we will gladly go into that conversation. But
I mean, we will 100%.
But we can get away from that. But plus, I think the hardest part about everything is that, and I will commend us for doing it too, because I know a lot of people are scared to let other people know their opinions.
Yeah.
Of politics in general, where if we can just, like we said, have the conversation with you, if you're a liberal or a conservative, we can bring you on and just have open dialogue about what you think about that what's going on there, that program that he's pushing, whatever the case is. We should be able to have these open talks. It's just a lot of people don't want to know. They don't want to let a lot of people know, hey, I'm Republican, or hey, I'm conservative. No, if you are a Republican or if you are a conservative, put that shit on your chest. Wear it. My bad. Sorry, liberal or conservative. See, I keep mixing it up. If you are liberal or conservative, wear that shit on your chest. Why are you so afraid of it? You shouldn't be afraid, because all the same people saying, hey, unfollow me if you don't like what I say, then you better be the person wearing that shit on your chest. You better be that person, because now you're being a hypocrite to society, saying I'm liberal, but then you're really, you know, trying not to let anybody know anything. You don't want them to go against you and No, we let everybody know. And if you're a freaking human being, you're going to put your differences to the side and say, hey, I still like you, even though we don't see eye to eye. And it should be that way. There's so many people that we like and know that I guarantee you they're not the same. They are not liberal or conservative the same way you are.
No,
I guarantee it. And you don't even know it. And they don't even agree with you on those things, but you get along great every single day. Whether it's in the workplace, or you're in the store getting a drink, or you're in the line getting your food, you're still, hey, hello, respectful, yes ma'am, no sir. It's all the same. What's making the difference now? Just because we believe different things?
Yeah, no, exactly. And then again, that's kind of where the world has shifted to. But I mean, I would say I'm Republican, dude. I'm conservative. And the reason is because of those traditional values. And I would say they really do. From what I've researched and everything I've listened to and watched, you know, I like their ideology and they walk with God, man. Like Christianity is such a big thing on that side. Now, I'm not saying that's not how it is on the Democratic side, but it's spoken more on the right wing,
on the conservative side. It is. It's like you said. They really move by faith of God.
Yeah.
The Democrats don't really move like that. So when you don't have a basis,
they do, but they don't push it as much, bro. Like it's almost, and again, it goes back to that openness of you choose if you want to or not. You know what I mean?
Which is cool because it's part of America.
Yeah, sure. But what comes with that, right? Because you're being fed so much, and you're like, I should believe that, and I should want to. You know what I'm saying? And if it's okay with me, then it should be okay to push this onto our children. That's the problem.
That's I think when it starts getting into children, to me,
that's fucked.
Is where because you're talking about TV shows, cartoons, crayon books in general for their school. You're trying to change the whole ideology of what America is just because this new generation of people are like, hey, let's push this.
Yeah.
No, that's horrible. It's sickening. But you know, we can only do so much. Now our whole purpose
I'll
is,
say it loud. It's an infection, dog. It's a fucking virus. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cancerous, dude. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, honestly, I don't like the idea. I think my whole thing before we let this go is I just don't like the idea of people celebrating somebody blatantly getting shot on live TV or live anywhere, to be honest, because that whole concept is just, again, if we flip it and if the conservatives did that to somebody as influential on the Democratic side, they would be protests, wreaking havoc, all hell's going crazy. But, you know, on the conservative side, they kill somebody.
Well, that's exactly what happened with George Floyd, what he was saying. Exactly what happened.
Yeah, and guess what they did? Protest and do all that and do all this. And
which in the end, you know what's so crazy, bro? Black Lives Matter was a nonprofit. The family that started that shit made millions.
Yup.
And it didn't go anywhere to the foundation. So fuck.
It was all into their pockets, bro. It was all into their pockets. That
tells you a little bit of that.
The hypocriticalness of all of that. But hey, we appreciate you guys. We're gonna hopefully bring some of you random people on, but not random. But guys, if you wanted to have these open dialogues and talk about politics or even just the weather or the economy or sports or anything more open, more broad than relationships, come on over to open and direct discussions, and we can have those dialogues of respectful conversations. What you got, Ariel, before we wrap it up?
Man, you said it all, bro. I mean, I'm looking forward to this shift, bringing some knowledge to the world in any kind of way, man. Whoever is watching, we're hoping that those who have supported us throughout the whole way, man, see this as like refreshing. You know, like you know what I'm saying, something that's new, something that well, you know, again, hopefully you got something out of it, educated in some kind of way, and I mean, we will do our homework in the background as well to make sure we bring up the facts.
Come educate us, please.
Exactly,
educate me. Like I said, I am nowhere near educated to really speak and be like a politician, but I of course want to learn and know more about each side. And like I said, I'm in the middle, so I'm completely fine with somebody coming in here and say, hey, you should be a liberal. Hey, you should be a conservative and whatnot. That's all literally Charlie Kirk was pushing anyways. He was like, okay, you're a liberal. Why are you a liberal?
Yeah.
Why do you choose that? Okay, what do liberals do because of this? That? He was literally questioning everything, and they never gave good answers.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, you're only on that side because you just don't like us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Exactly,
you just don't want to vote for us because you don't like us. Or whatever the case is. But hey, we appreciate you guys. Shout out to producer in the back, always Raj, the Rajinator. And then we'll go ahead and close it out. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the next episode of